So everyone likes the film look. बट अगर आपने कभी भी कोई प्रीसेट या फिल्टर या लट ट्राई किया तो आपने देखा होगा कि एग्जैक्ट फिल्म लुक आपको मिलना बहुत ही मुश्किल होता है एंड यूजुअली आपकी जो क्लिप्स हैं वो अच्छी नहीं लगती. बट आई हैव अ सॉल्यूशन फॉर यू. Dehancer is a plugin and a tool which can help you achieve the film look in your photos as well as videos. Now it is available for Premiere Pro, DaVinci and all the video softwares as well as Photoshop and Lightroom. Now right now I'm in my college, as you can see. I'll shoot some demo clips to show you the power of Dehancer and I'll show you how you can achieve the film look using Dehancer.
So now we are all set to start our editing. सबसे पहले हम जाएंगे effects में and we'll type in Dehancer. So you can see Dehancer Pro version 7.11 आ चुका है. इसे मैं drag करके लाऊंगा अपनी adjustment layer पे. Now don't worry if you see this weird look, we'll fix it. Now on the effect panel you can see कि हमारा Dehancer plugin आ चुका है. First thing you have to do is make sure कि सारी settings off हो. Now नीचे वाली generally off ही रहती है. Film grain enable होगा, आपको इसे disable करना है. Print को disable कर दीजिए. एक्सपैंड को डिसेबल कर दीजिए, फिल्म को भी डिसेबल कर दीजिए. एंड नाउ यू कैन सी कि हम नॉर्मल क्लिप पे आ चुके हैं वापस. इफ यू सी द बिफोर एंड आफ्टर यू विल सी नो चेंज. नाउ विल स्टार्ट आवर कलर ग्रेडिंग. सबसे पहले हम आएंगे इनपुट टैब में. सो बेसिकली इफ यू यूज अ कैमरा, उसमें काफी प्रोफाइल्स होती हैं इन विच यू शूट. फॉर एग्जांपल लॉग, जो कि काफी फेमस है, और इफ यू हैव एन आईफोन यू विल हैव एप्पल लॉग. बट इन केस यू आर शूटिंग ऑन फोन और इफ यू आर शूटिंग ऑन एन एंट्री लेवल कैमरा जिस आपको प्रोफाइल का कोई आइडिया नहीं है, टेक 709 जो कि हमारा स्टैंडर्ड वीडियो सोर्स है वो होगा. बट आई विल गिव यू अ टिप. नो मैटर आपने कौन से फोन में शूट किया है, आप क्या कर सकते हो, रेक 709 की जगह चूज कैमरा में जाओ. यहाँ पे कैमरा की लिस्ट आ जाएगी. अगर आपने कैमरा में शूट किया तो आप अपना कैमरा फाइंड कर सकते हो, या जो भी आपको उससे सिमिलर मॉडल दिखे आपके सेम ब्रांड का. नाउ फॉर एंड्रॉइड क्लिप्स लाइक माइन, व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन गो टू कैनन and here you will see Canon M15 neutral. You can select this. Now you'll see a very subtle change if you see. Now what I have found out is that most of the times आपका कैमरा या प्रोफाइल अगर विजिबल नहीं है तो Canon M15 neutral will work wonders for you. अब यहाँ पे you will see some sliders, so you can adjust your exposure. But in this footage, I think the exposure is fine, so we'll keep it at 0. You can change the temperature as well. Now this clip to me seems a little bit cool, so I'll increase just a bit of temperature. This much is fine. Next we have tint. So if you want a greenish look, you have to decrease the tint, and if you want a pinkish look, you have to increase the tint. In my case, I want a subtle green look, not much, so I'll decrease it like -3.9 is fine. Now the next setting is defringe. You don't have to change it. Now we are done with the input tab. Now next we'll go to film, which contains all the magic you need. So first you have to click on enable and you will see the look changed. Now all of these are the film profiles. So you can see, you can just scroll and you can see the different variations. All of these are the real film looks. Now what are some of my favorite? The Fuji color series. Now I really like some of the Kodak films. Ektachrome, even the gold one is nice. Potra, again a legendary film. So you can play with all of these films and find the best one for you. So now after trying a few films, Fuji Color Superior 200 seems perfect to me. Now we have push and pull slider. So basically when films were used, there used to be variations like underexposed, overexposed and perfectly exposed. So basically this tool is used to emulate the same. Like we can either push it or we can pull it. You can see the difference. So in this case I think 0 is fine. Now we'll go to film developer. So basically you can adjust gamma and contrast and other settings with this. So firstly we'll enable it and try to play with all these settings. Now we can't decrease the contrast, but we can surely increase a bit, just a bit. Gamma is fine I think. Color separation is fine. Color boost. Now if you want a poppy or if you want more of a vivid look in your clips, you can increase this, but don't go overboard. For example, you can see the difference. See, this is the -100, this is the 100. This is around the 0. So now we'll increase it to somewhere around 30 I think. Now we'll go to film compression. So if you look at film, the whites and particularly the highlights had details, and that's why they were never too overexposed. So this tool is used if you have more of a harsh lighting on the highlights. We'll enable it and you can already see the sky. So we can increase the impact. I think 75 is fine. So the more white point you have, the more compression there would be. 100 is fine. or we can go 108. The tonal range, again, the more tonal range you have, the more darker your video will get. So we'll keep it somewhere around 35. Now color density, you don't have to play with it much. Now if we disable it and we enable it, you can see the difference in the sky. Next we have expand. This is basically the opposite of film compression. So if we enable it and increase the black, you can see the black is getting more dark. I don't think we need expand in this clip. Next is print. Print is basically giving the effect that the video or the photo was printed on a film print. So first we'll enable it, and there are various profiles like linear, Cineon film log, Fujifilm 3513, Kodak 2383, which is a very popular one, and Kodak glossy paper. So now glossy paper looks very nice. So in this particular clip, both linear and glossy paper are looking nice, but I'll stick with linear because the contrast in glossy paper is a bit high to my liking. Next is color red. So if you want your clip to have a particular shade, then you can use this tool. First we'll enable it. For example, first is the yellow blue. So if we drag the slider to the left, we'll have a yellow tint in our clip, as you can see. And if we drag it to the right, we'll have a blue tint. So in this case, I want a bit of a yellow in my clip. So I'll keep it like -3.1. Next is magenta and green. Now I want a bit of a green tone. So I'll increase it just a bit. Next we have cyan and red. I think I'll not change it. Next we have shadows tone. So basically it is giving blue tone to your shadows or yellow tone. I want a bit of a yellow, so I'll do just a bit to the right. Next we have mid-tones. Now this slider is very interesting. You can see we are getting more of a vibrant, or we can say more of a happy to go look when we have it on the left side. But if we go to the right side, we have more of a warm look. And particularly I want a bit of a warm, so I'll keep it around 4. Next we have highlight. I'll keep it a bit to the blue side. Preserve exposure is basically to keep the exposure same, and impact is basically the overall impact of the color rate. One of my favorite tools is the film grain. Now Dehancer is very good at film grain. The look it gives is so authentic. I'll show you. For example, I enabled it. Now there are various options. 8mm ISO 50, 8mm ISO 250, and so on, so on, so on. So what I particularly like is 35mm 250, which is the default one. Now if I zoom in, now if you go 8mm ISO 50, you'll see the difference. Now particularly to my liking, 35mm ISO 250 works just the best. Also you can go to custom and you can change the size of the grain, the amount, the mid-tones, highlights, and everything. Next we have halation, which is basically the red outline usually around the highlights. So if I'll zoom a bit, and you can see the red tint. Now if we turn the mask mode on, you can see how much effect it has. Now again, there are many options. The lower you go, the higher the effect will be. Also the no remjet effect is basically the intense version of the same So basically if I go 8mm no remjet, it will be very extreme. So if I remove the mask mode, you'll see how much strong it is. To make it natural, you can either keep it on 16mm Super 16, or you can keep it on 35mm Super 35. So if we see the mask mode, this is 16mm. This is 35mm. So I'll go with 16mm Super 16. Now this look is so subtle yet so impressive that it will make your clips go from this level to this level. Next we have bloom, which is basically the dreamy glow effect you see on highlights. We'll use the mask mode, we'll enable it, and you can see 35mm Super 35. If you go 8mm, the effect will be intense. If you go 65mm, the effect will be very subtle. In this case, I'll prefer 16mm. So now if we disable it and enable it, you can see the dreamy glow. So film damage is basically the artifacts which are seen in your clips. Now I'm not a big fan of film damage, so I'll keep it off. So next we have film breath. So this is a special type of artifact which gives your clip unstable look. Now again, I'm not a very big fan, so I won't enable it. Next we have gate weave. So this is basically the camera shake, the very subtle camera shake which used to happen when film sheets were used to scan. So if I show you, if you see the edges, you'll see a subtle shake. Next we have overscan, which is used in Instagram a lot these days. So what it basically does is a frame-like look of the real film. So if I show you, if I enable it, right now it's Super 35mm, so you can play with these. So if you want something creative and more filmy, you can use this. I'll disable it for now. Next we have vignette, which basically is used to give more focus on center of your clip. So you can use vignette to darken the corners of your clip. So we'll keep it off for now. Next we have monitor, which you can basically use to see the clipping indicator. That is overexposure and underexposure areas. Also false color is available to calibrate your color accordingly. Next we have output. So this is used to change the intensity of your entire Dehancer plugin. So if I lower it down, you can see the changes. This was our original clip and this is our final look. Next we have LUT generator. So some of the cameras allow for monitor LUTs, so you can see how LUT will look real time. You can export it in small or you can export it in normal. And finally we have device that is related to Dehancer license info.
Now that's how you can edit your videos using the Dehancer Premiere Pro plugin. Now the Dehancer plugin is also available for Photoshop and Lightroom and other photo editing softwares. You can check them out, and I'll also show you some of the samples I edited using the Photoshop plugin. Now if you want to try Dehancer, you can check out their website. They have various options available, including Windows and Mac. Also, you can check out either the photo plugin or the video plugin. There's a free trial available if you want to check it out for yourself. Now Dehancer has been gracious enough to grant a coupon for you guys. You can use the code RN to get 10% off. Now recently Dehancer also launched their iPhone app, which you can use if you travel a lot. And trust me, the app is very much powerful and you'll get all the features available in the video plugin.
Snapping shots on your cell phone and editing them with Dehancer almost feels like a digital replacement for a point-and-shoot film camera, but with all the tools to fine-tune your photos and videos exactly how you want them to look.
Now thanks to Dehancer for sponsoring this video, as well as thanks to you guys for watching till the end. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you have any doubt, drop a comment down. Thank you so much.